welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. As always, feel free to follow me on my other social media channels. On Instagram, you can find me at The Christian Spear. You can subscribe to my blog at christianspear.com. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you never miss when I upload a video. With anything you want in life, you sometimes have to give up things that you want in order to get what you really need. I paid off $30,000 worth of student loan debt in a single year, and best believe that took quite a few sacrifices. So this week, I want to share with you all of the things that I gave up while I was on my debt-free journey. And I actually did a much shorter version of this video on my Instagram. Every Monday on my Instagram, I host a segment called Money Mondays where I teach you how to spend less, save more, and get out of debt for good. After I finished filming that video, I realized that I actually made a lot more sacrifices than I mentioned initially, so I wanted to come and bring the full list of things I gave up on my debt-free journey to my channel. So let's get into it. The very first thing that I gave up while on my debt-free journey, caring what other people thought. Now, this is not always the easiest thing to give up, no matter what kind of journey you're on, but I can tell you from experience that not everybody is going to understand or support you on this journey. Everyone that you come across is going to have their opinions, they're going to have lots of questions, and even more criticisms. I've even had people while I was on my own journey try and tell me, oh, you'll always be in debt. And I just didn't want that to be true for me. It's not gonna be true for me, and it doesn't have to be true for you either. When I was really in the thick of my debt-free journey, I kept my head down and I worked my butt off. And what I realized was that sometimes you just have to let the results speak for themselves. And 9 times out of 10, the same people who are criticizing you and questioning your ability to get it done are gonna be the same people asking you how you did it. The next thing I gave up while on my debt-free journey was impulse buys. While I was in the thick of my debt-free journey, every single thing that I purchased was planned and on purpose. At that time, I had a very one-track mind. I was completely focused. I had one goal, and that was to put as much money as I possibly could onto my debt. That mindset required me to plan every purchase that I made. And if I really wanted something, it required me to stop and say, okay, why do I want this? Is it worth it? Can I wait until later? Or can I put this money on my debt and feel better about it? When you're on your own debt-free journey, you can honestly do anything you want. You can spend your money on whatever it is you want. You just have to make sure you plan for it. The third thing that I gave up while I was in the thick of my debt-free journey were my weekends. Ooh. Now, I'll say this, it was not in the plan at all to give up my weekends to pay off debt. And I have to be honest, it is not a requirement. If you're looking to pay off debt, don't think, oh my God, that's what I have to do. I have to give up my weekends. No, you don't at all. However, I knew the quickest way to pay off my debt was to increase my income. So I picked up as many side hustles as a girl could get. I was walking dogs, delivering groceries, DJing events in bars when I was in Nashville. I was doing it all. But this may look completely different for you. You may decide that in the middle of your debt-free journey, having that relaxing weekend is a must-have and non-negotiable. Instead of giving up your weekends, you may choose to give up your evenings. And overall, what I learned is that time truly is money. If you want more money, you'll have to spend more of your time to get it. The next thing that I gave up was scrolling on social media. And this was a product of 2 things. Social media was not a part of my life for a number of years, and it was by choice. At one point, I recognized that it was negatively impacting my mental health. It wasn't doing anything positive for how I looked at myself and how I felt about myself. And at that time, I had not yet established a filter for all of the things that I was allowing into my heart and into my mind. Now, the added bonus of working multiple jobs is that you automatically have less time for things that don't fill you up or feed you. When you're on your grind, you might trade social media for a side hustle like I did. It could look different for you, but that was one of the things that I gave up. The next thing that I gave up while on my debt-free journey was getting my nails done. Giving this up was hard for a few reasons. First, I already don't get my nails done very often. When I set out on my debt-free journey, I was just starting to get into the groove of treating myself and taking care of myself more. And then I started to feel guilty about spending $75 to $100 on something that I knew would need to be maintained. I made it easier on myself to give it up because I realized I could do my own nails for much cheaper. For a while during my debt-free journey, I was purchasing packs of press-on nails. Those worked really well depending on the brand that you buy. And then I switched to just plain old polish, and I was painting my nails, shaping them up by filing them, and it was great. And when the pandemic started, when they told us, all right, you're not going anywhere, you're in quarantine, I was pretty prepared to stay home and to be able to take care of my nails on my own. But I kicked it up a notch and I purchased a gel nail kit from Amazon, and I love it. I've enjoyed using this kit, and I think it'll be good for somebody who either enjoys doing their own nails or who is decent at painting their own nails. I will include the link for you down in the description box. And I had every intention on painting my nails before this so you could see oh, look at how wonderful it works. Your girl did not get around to it, but I absolutely love it. I'll probably show you guys in another video. Another thing that I gave up during my debt-free journey was eating fast food. Now, this was a bad habit that I needed to break anyway, and it was for more than just financial reasons. From the time I started my debt-free journey to now, I have lost a little over 50 pounds. That is the size of a small child. And the money that I was spending on eating out and fast food probably amounted to a small fortune. This is so embarrassing, but at one point in my life, this was well before I got my financial life together and got on a budget, I sat down and I added up how much money I was spending on food for a certain period of time. This could have been 2 or 3 months, but when I added it up, I had spent $800. I spent $800 on takeout, restaurants, fast food, picking up breakfast. Girl, some people don't spend that amount in a whole year. So if that wasn't a sign that I needed to change and get my whole life together, I don't know what was. The next thing I gave up while on my debt-free journey was buying things without researching the price first. I think it is such a cute idea to be able to buy something, anything, without looking at how much it costs first. Now that I've gotten my financial life together, I don't think that's something I will ever be doing, even when I am out of debt. You may feel different about it, but for me personally, it's just not a goal of mine to just pick up something and spend no matter what it is. I love a good bargain. I love a good sale. I love me some Facebook Marketplace. I do not mind a secondhand steal at all. There's this idea that people who are rich or wealthy or really good with their money don't have to pay attention to what they spend, but I find that the opposite tends to be true. Those who have mastered their money actually keep a very close eye on what they spend. They plan, they budget, and they spend what they want to. I swear, one of these days, I'm going to help you understand that having a budget is not at all about restricting what you spend or how you spend your money. It's all about giving yourself permission to spend and buy what you want without putting yourself in a bind. Another thing I gave up while on my debt-free journey was saying yes to everything. I have to be honest with this one. I kind of had a cheat code for saying no at times because I lived in a completely different state from my friends and my family during this time. I think to myself all the time, if I lived in Houston while I was in the thick of my debt-free journey, would I have been able to say no? Would I have been able to say no to going out to eat or going to hang out, spending money on a more social level? I really don't know. Saying no to going out or saying no to spending money in order to socialize is a really difficult thing to do. I know for me, I experienced FOMO, the fear of missing out, when I was in another state And I couldn't even help it. I couldn't help that I was missing out because I was physically unable to attend certain gatherings or hangouts. So imagine if I was at home in the same city, possibly down the street from this gathering, just trying my hardest to hold on to money. That right there is a true test of discipline. Here's the truth though, you can't go all in with every single thing. You can't go all in with your debt and simultaneously go all in with being with friends. You are going to have to make some sacrifices along the way, and I definitely did. Here's the upside. The upside is that the sacrifice doesn't have to last forever. In the moment, it seems huge, sometimes just life-ending, but once you're completely out of debt, you never have to sacrifice that time again. Then you can say yes to whatever you wish. And the last thing I gave up while I was on my debt-free journey was working with a personal trainer and having a gym membership. This is something that I used to think I needed in order to lose weight. It just wasn't true. What I actually needed was to increase my discipline and to learn how to hold myself accountable. Hiring a personal trainer was something that I did initially because I felt like I needed that for them to teach me what to eat, what to do at the gym, how my body needs to move in order to see real results. And after a while, I realized that that was just a very expensive crutch that I was leaning on. My mentality for a little bit was that if I saw results in the gym, oh my gosh, it's because of my trainer. If I saw no results in the gym, oh my gosh, it's because of my trainer. I paid a trainer $600 in a single month. Now, beyond that, I just couldn't work with him anymore. He was amazing, but I couldn't bring myself to spend another $600 without feeling so guilty about the fact that I could have put that on my debt. I ditched the trainer. I took responsibility for what I ate. That's the first thing. And I took responsibility for how I moved my body, and I haven't looked back since. If you've been following me on Instagram at The Christian Spear for any amount of time, you know that I absolutely love Peloton. I am a digital member of Peloton, and I pay $12.99 plus tax every month, and I have access to all of their fitness classes. I use the app every single day, so I absolutely get my money's worth from it. I'm never bored. I can use it in the gym or running outside. I can always switch it up, and it is a much cheaper option than having a gym membership and a personal trainer. If you are also in the thick of your debt-free journey or working towards a savings goal, let me know in the comments some of the things that you're giving up on your journey as well. It's not always easy, that's the truth, but thankfully, making those sacrifices are not meant to last forever. Hopefully, if you are struggling with giving up certain luxuries, me sharing my story will help you feel a little less alone and make you feel like you can do it, because you can. Thanks so much for tuning into this week's video. Till next time.